Subscribe to Josie and Steve. Get on it, come on.
Right, hello everybody and welcome to another video, another weekly update. Do us a favour before we start, just hit the thumbs up for us please and subscribe if you haven't already. Right, first thing to talk about, last Saturday, 2 friendlies in one day. Paul went to the South Shields game and I watched both the games and there was a lot of goals, but it was a typical pre-season friendly. There was no dazzling performances. There was a couple of people who played good. Job Bellingham even. He did well for his first appearance in red and white. There was a couple of people who did well. There was lots of goals and it was just a typical pre-season friendly matches. South Shields was the first game. Sunderland came back from behind twice. Ended up winning the game 4-3 with Hemier. Lewis Semedo getting his first goal for the club, which was a lovely header. And from what I've seen, a lot of people have been saying he's an absolute beast. Apparently he's a massive lad. I've seen a picture of him stood next to Paul, and let's be honest, everybody looks massive next to Paul. It'll be interesting to see how he adapts to the English game. Then our superstar Jack Clark, he popped up with 2 goals. He gave a good performance, and he spent loads of time with the fans as well. Just going more to prove the fact that he is happy here. His agent said it, Jack Clark said it. He's happy here, so all the teams who's coming in can just bugger off. And then, lovely to see getting the winner, Chrissy Rigg. Chrissy Rigg, who's, as we know, he signed a 2-year scholarship deal with us, turned down the likes of Man United and then Barcodes up the road, because he believes that he's got more chance of playing and a better chance of development while staying where he is. Then, moving on a few hours later, travelled down the road to Gateshead. Got off to a rocking. So when I seen the start lineup, I thought, bloody hell, last season, that start lineup against Gateshead would have put in out of the shift against any teams in the Championship last season. But we got off to a shaky start, a massive deflective goal, followed by not long later an absolute screamer from the Gateshead to put them 2-0 up. And then Sunderland dug the heels in, started playing more fluid football. Dan Neil popped up before half time, half in the deficit. And then Niall Huggins, who I believe is going to be like a new signing this season, because like I say, he's only made 8 appearances for us over 2 seasons, 4 starts, 4 off the bench. And he's a brilliant player. When we've seen him play, he is brilliant. And I'm hoping that this season he stays injury free. And for me, it'll be like having a brand new signing. And then popping up with the winner at the end was young lad Spellman. It's good to see the young'uns, they get a chance in pre-season. They come on, and you see his little grin on his face as well, because obviously he's playing along with the first team players who he'll be looking up to in the training ground. And he came and got the win. Moving on to now, as always, every summer, every transfer window, Sunderland are linked with every man and the dog. And it's frustrating because, we're used to it now, but it is frustrating. Even more frustrating that, I know why Paul hasn't joined in this video, because the players that we've been linked with this week, I'm sure people have just got a load of consonants and just threw them together and made up names.
And a consonant.
With the players that we've been linked to, it does go to show that we've learned our lesson from last season, and although we haven't got them through the door yet, we are looking to bolster our forward line, because obviously playing last season the majority of the time without a striker wasn't good. Although we did do well, it could have been our season could have been completely different if we had active strikers actually playing. But anyway, I'm going to have to look at my notes here because the names are tremendous. 2 players from Man United we've been linked with. Noam Emran, 20-year-old forward from Man U, and Nathan Bishop, a 23-year-old goalkeeper. We've been linked with them. Eliza Mayenda, that one only came out yesterday. He's 18-year-old from France, Sochaux, or whatever the team's called. We've been linked with him. But like I say, a lot of these rumours, they haven't come from the club or they haven't come from things. They're just, you know what the rumour sites are like, so I'll mention them, we'll keep them going. Sidney Van Hooijdonk from Bologna, 23-year-old forward. Don't know if he's in a relation to Pierre Van Hooijdonk. If you're as old as me, you'll remember him. If you're not, then ask your dad. Nozani Rusin, another centre forward, and I can't pronounce the team that he's linked with. But all of these are forwards, apart from the goalkeeper, they're all forwards. And I think the main player that we've been linked with, or the more information's on, is the Croatian forward Matija Frijan. He's 20-year-old and like I say, he's a striker. Apparently we had around about a €3 million bid rejected for him. And then we've went in apparently with a €5.2 million bid and it's been accepted. Like I say, until we're seeing, you know, my thoughts, when we're seeing with a shirt or we're seeing with a scarf, then I believe it. But if that is true, and a bid €5.2 million to someone, it does go to show that, because I know there's still haters out there, goes to show that the speakmen in the club are willing to put their hands in their pockets if necessary. That Freehan, I've heard good things about him, and he's a rising star. Obviously, he's a young lad. He's struggling to get game time in certain places, but it's well known around Europe, if not other parts of the world, that Sunderland is the team to come to if you're a young footballer and you want to get your chance and your opportunity to show what you can do. So, once that's the players we're being linked with this week. The Freehan's the one that's the most talked about with the most information. If there's any more information come out, we will get back to you and let you know. With transfers coming in, there's always transfers going out. This week we've said Alex Bass, who's went on loan to AFC Wimbledon. Alex Bass, he came in, he always came in to be our number 2. He spent all last season on the bench, apart from playing in the, was it the under 21s or whatever it was. I think the highlight of the thing he'll always be remembered for is the goal he scored against the Mags. in injury time goal, which he put in with his hand. But if the referee doesn't see it, then it doesn't really matter, does it? So Alex Bass, been on number 2 all season, and now he's went on loan to Wimbledon for the full of the next season. Now moving on to the rumoured exits. Obviously, you've always got rumoured players coming in, rumoured players going out. Obviously, we all know about Jack Clark, Burnley sniffing around him. However, they're insulting us with and they're insulting Jack Clark with how much they offer him. So there's been nothing further really this week on that, but we just know that they are still sniffing around. Roberts, there's been no teams that I've seen mentioned with coming in for Roberts. But it has known that Sunderland are trying to tie him down to fend off interest. So obviously there must have been some clubs sniffing around, but we don't know who they are. Ballard with West Ham, that seems to have died down a bit. There was loads of talk about West Ham coming in for him, but nothing's happened over the last week, which is good because we don't want to lose Ballard because I think he's going to be one of our stars this season. Big one, obviously, Stewart's been talked about leaving for the last year because there's clubs want him because he's mint. Luton Town are apparently heavily linked with him. And Mowbray said he would completely understand if he left, which is a funny one to say. And that one puzzled me. He said that he'd fully understand if Stewart decided to go to Luton. I mean, look, you'll understand if a player wants to leave to go to the Premier League. But if we're going to let someone go, we want paying for it. Yeah, but for the manager to come out and say, I would understand, that's like kind of saying, go on, Stewart, if you want to go, you can. I might be reading too much into that. But, I mean, hopefully he doesn't go. But, teams sniffing around, you never know what's going to happen. That's only come out over the last couple of days. There's been no fee, no numbers mentioned. Just that Luton are trying to apparently bring Stewart in. Even though he's still injured at the minute, they're still trying to bring him in. Now, as we know, Stewart hasn't travelled to America with the squad because he's continuing his rehabilitation alongside Embleton, Elise, Evans, and I think there's one more, but it slipped my mind. And another one that's came out yesterday or this morning, which it's puzzled me, is that Isaac Lahaji, along with another player from, I think he's at Southampton, they've been heavily rumoured and linked to joining a Qatar team. Now, Lahaji's only been with us 6 months, former Golden Boy nominee. Didn't get much opportunities last season, which, let's be honest, in the position he plays, we had Diallo, Pritchard, Clark, Roberts, Gelhardt, you know what I mean? So, as a young lad, he was always going to struggle to get in. I mean, I'm expecting big things from him this season. I'd like to think this is just rumours, because then people in the Far East seem as though they can just click the fingers and get who they want, bog off in my eyes. Lahaji's come to us. I believe he seems happy. He looked happy enough when he was playing on Saturday. I thought he played quite well. He was linking up quite well with Semedo. So hopefully that's just stupid trash, basically shit journalism and just crap rumours. But that's where we're at with the rumoured exits from this week. Finish off on early hours of Sunday morning. In this country, we have our first pre-season friendly in the US of A. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. Some years will be getting up for it. I'll try and get up for it, but I'm a godfather at my mate's christening on Sunday morning, so I'll have to see what the crack is. But yeah, we're in America now. We've seen the squad that's travelled with us, or with the team, and we've just got to basically see how they go. Like I say, I don't pay much attention to pre-season friendlies. It's just good to get them fit. As long as they're ready for the start of the season, that's all I'm bothered about, and we avoid any injuries before the start of the season. just me today. Paul feeling a bit ill because he's been taking growth hormone tablets. Hopefully get well soon, Paul. Wish you all the best. But apart from that, that's your summary for the last week or so. See you again next week with another video. And like I say, hit the thumbs up, subscribe if you're new. With the lads.